Top Garden Table Trends 2025, Minimalist, Rustic and Sustainable Outdoor Living Ideas. In the year 2025, when I look at the landscape of outdoor living, I do not merely see furniture as an accessory placed beneath the open sky. I see it as an architectural statement, a deliberate extension of the home, a crafted environment where human connection is nurtured and the rhythm of life finds a new tempo. At the center of this vision stands the garden table. It is no longer a passive surface. It has become a core element of design and an anchor that unites function, beauty, and atmosphere. It draws people together, whether for dining, conversation, or quiet moments of solitude, and it has transformed into a true symbol of lifestyle. What fascinates me most about the garden table in 2025 is its dialogue with minimalism. As an architect, I have always believed that simplicity is not the absence of design, but rather the presence of clarity. A minimalist garden table embodies this clarity through clean lines, refined proportions, and the restrained palette of nature itself. Whites, soft greys, muted beige, and the gentle warmth of natural wood create harmony with the green life surrounding them. When paired with materials such as powder-coated steel, tempered glass, and sustainable hardwood, the table does not just exist, it resonates. These materials carry within them a language of endurance and subtle elegance, a language that responds to both the seasons and the years with quiet confidence. Minimalist design today is also deeply functional. We live in cities where outdoor areas are shrinking, where balconies must work harder, and where patios must serve multiple roles. The garden table has adapted. It folds, it stacks, it transforms. Modular designs allow one to extend surfaces when guests arrive or collapse them when solitude returns. A balcony in a high-rise apartment becomes a dining corner by evening and a reflective reading nook by morning. This adaptability is not simply convenience. It is a new ethic of design, a recognition that architecture must respect the rhythm of modern life, the pulse of change, the fluidity of space. Yet, while minimalism claims its rightful place, another theme continues to whisper through the fabric of outdoor design, the rustic aesthetic now infused with contemporary sensibility. As I sketch a table in reclaimed wood, the grains tell me stories of time. I combine these aged surfaces with slender steel legs, and suddenly the table holds two truths at once. It honors tradition and embraces modernity. The rustic garden table of 2025 is not a relic of the past, but a vessel of memory, reimagined for the present. Distressed finishes converse with smooth textures, like wrought iron supports ground the structure, and extendable leaves or hidden storage chambers reveal that beauty can also serve utility. Sometimes, even planters are embedded within the table itself, merging architecture with nature in an almost seamless gesture. This is not merely furniture, it is narrative design, where every knot in the wood and every polished edge speaks of continuity. Space efficiency is, of course, the quiet force that shapes many of our decisions. Not everyone possesses a large courtyard or a sprawling patio. Many live with narrow terraces, modest gardens, or compact balconies. And yet, within these constraints, design finds opportunity. Foldable wall-mounted tables open like architectural gestures. One moment they rest flat against a wall, the next they expand into a dining surface. Round tables with drop-leaf extensions hold the promise of transformation. A small, intimate coffee setting becomes a generous dining table with a single motion. Stools stack neatly, chairs collapse gracefully, and entire dining sets tuck away as though space itself had been sculpted to breathe. In these creations, I see a poetry of efficiency, a choreography of expansion and contraction that mirrors the dynamics of urban living. But to speak of design in 2025 without addressing sustainability would be to overlook its most vital current. As an architect, I cannot separate beauty from responsibility. The garden tables of this era are crafted from recycled wood, rapidly renewable bamboo, and innovative eco-composites. They are finished with low-impact treatments, free from toxins, kind to both the household and the earth. I see manufacturers integrating solar-powered charging stations into table surfaces, ensuring that technology and sustainability coexist. Some designs even glow with built-in LED systems powered by renewable energy, turning an evening gathering into an experience both atmospheric and environmentally considerate. These tables remind us that sustainability is not a compromise, it is design's highest expression of foresight. The transformation of the garden table goes even further. It evolves from a static object into a living hub. Some hold fire pits at their core, allowing flame to animate gatherings with warmth and light. Others conceal coolers, ready to refresh a summer evening with chilled drinks. Adjustable tabletops shift between heights, responding to the needs of a casual afternoon or a formal dinner. These multifunctional gestures reflect an understanding of modern life, that we no longer separate leisure from work, indoors from outdoors, or function from pleasure. The table adapts to the person, not the other way around. And finally, personalization has become a central theme. No longer is one table for every household. Instead, each piece is a canvas of individuality. Finishes are chosen with care, materials are combined with intention, and modular layouts are tailored to fit unique lives. For some, a balcony table doubles as a workspace, a stage for productivity against the backdrop of open air. For others, a sprawling patio table serves as the core of social life, simultaneously a dining platform and an entertainment surface. The garden table becomes not just an object, but a reflection, an architectural echo of the person who inhabits the space. Thus, when I present these designs, I do not present furniture. I present a vision of outdoor living that is at once minimal and expressive, rustic and modern, compact yet generous, sustainable and enduring. In each table, we discover a way of life, a way of seeing space not as limitation but as possibility. The garden table of 2025 is a crafted statement, an intersection where architecture, environment and human need converge. It is not a backdrop, it is the centerpiece. It creates places of connection, stages for reflection, and platforms for celebration. And in this, it embodies the true essence of design, the elevation of the ordinary into the extraordinary. When I imagine the continuation of this design journey, I find myself drawn deeper into the dialogue between form and meaning. The garden table is no longer defined by its singular role. Instead, it evolves into a living architecture, a sculptural element that invites both permanence and fluidity. In 2025, our gardens are not just green pockets of leisure, but extensions of identity, small theatres where daily life unfolds. And the table, standing proudly at the centre, has become the prologue and the stage, shaping the way people gather, converse, and inhabit their outdoor environment. Minimalism, as it continues to dominate, teaches us to distill design down to its most essential gestures. I imagine a table with slender steel framing, its surface an unbroken plane of tempered glass, reflecting the sky during the day and holding the shimmer of lanterns at night. Such a table is not ornamented, it is architectural clarity, reducing excess to reveal elegance. Yet within this simplicity lies adaptability. Modular sections can be rearranged like architectural blocks, allowing the owner to design their own configuration, much as an architect shapes a city square. I see this not as furniture, but as spatial composition, an art of proportion and rhythm expressed in practical form. Rustic inspiration adds a counterpoint, ensuring design remains grounded. When I run my hands along reclaimed wood, I feel history embedded within each fibre. The rustic table of this era does not resist innovation, it welcomes it. A thick plank of weathered oak set upon a sleek frame of powder-coated steel is no contradiction but a harmony of old and new. The table becomes both memory and anticipation, a bridge between the warmth of tradition and the daring edge of contemporary design. Sometimes hidden within its frame, I find drawers for storage, clever extensions for larger gatherings, or planters filled with herbs so that nature grows directly from the architecture itself. In this blending of rustic authenticity and modern creativity, we achieve balance, as though design were reminding us that to move forward, we must also look back. The pressure of space continues to define our cities. Balconies are smaller, courtyards tighter, gardens more compact. But as an architect, I know constraint is not limitation. It is an invitation to innovate. Tables for small spaces in 2025 are acts of ingenuity. I envision a foldable surface mounted to a wall, unfolding gracefully when needed, then disappearing into architectural silence. Round tables with drop-leaf extensions expand with a single movement, transforming from intimate to communal in seconds. Collapsible dining sets stack away, leaving room for breathing, movement, and life itself. This choreography of contraction and expansion is design's way of respecting the realities of modern living while refusing to sacrifice beauty. Even within the narrowest balcony, a moment of elegance can be created, proving that scale is secondary to vision. Sustainability remains the heartbeat of this evolution. The tables of today are constructed with integrity, respecting the environment as much as the household. Bamboo, growing swiftly and abundantly, lends itself to surfaces that are light yet resilient. Recycled wood tells stories of rebirth, giving material a second life with dignity. Composites engineered from eco-friendly processes achieve durability without burdening the planet. Low-impact finishes ensure surfaces are safe to touch, safe to live with, safe to return to the earth when their time has ended. And within these tables, technology is seamlessly integrated to honor sustainability further. Solar panels may power subtle lighting embedded beneath the surface, glowing softly at night without drawing from the grid. Charging stations emerge discreetly, making the table not only a centerpiece of gathering, but a hub of modern convenience. These are not gimmicks, but thoughtful integrations, ensuring that beauty and responsibility coexist in harmony. I have also seen the table transform into a genuine lifestyle hub. Imagine a surface where, at its center, a fire pit glows with warmth, gathering people not only to dine but to linger, to share stories beneath the stars. Another design holds within it a built-in cooler, ready to serve refreshing drinks on a summer evening. Adjustable heights allow one table to serve both as a relaxed coffee station and a formal dining platform. Here, architecture does what it has always done best. It adapts to human need. It listens, it transforms, and it expands the possibilities of how a space may be lived. And yet, even as these functions multiply, personalization remains the quiet power behind every design choice. Architecture is never universal. It is personal, intimate, specific. A table may be finished in the cool elegance of polished steel or the warm embrace of natural wood. It may feature bold geometric shapes or gentle organic curves. It may be modular, allowing sections to be rearranged like building blocks, or it may be singular, a statement of permanence. For one household, it becomes a workstation beneath the open sky, an office where morning emails are answered to the sound of birds. For another, it is a great dining platform, a surface where laughter, wine, and conversation converge beneath soft lights. Each table is an act of identity, an architectural mirror reflecting the lives it supports. In truth, what defines the garden table of this era is its fusion of ideals. Minimalist clarity ensures elegance, rustic warmth provides authenticity, space-saving ingenuity respects urban realities, sustainable design secures a responsible future. Together, they create an object that is more than furniture. They create a nexus where form, function, and philosophy intersect. This is not merely about surfaces and legs. It is about the shaping of experiences. It is about turning a balcony into a sanctuary, a patio into a forum, a garden into a living room beneath the open sky. As I stand back and look at these designs, I see more than tables. I see architecture distilled to its essence. I see the embodiment of modern living's greatest aspirations. Beauty that is practical, function that is elegant, innovation that is responsible. These tables are not static. They are alive, responsive, and deeply human. And in them, we discover the evolving story of how we wish to live outdoors, in communion with each other, with nature, and with the architecture that shapes our days. As I step into the final layer of this exploration, I recognize that the garden table of 2025 is not an isolated artifact, but a reflection of a cultural shift. Outdoor living is no longer a seasonal luxury. It is an integral part of how we define home. The garden table has grown into a symbol of continuity between architecture and life itself. It is not only about dining, not only about gathering, but about shaping a lifestyle that values simplicity, responsibility, and creativity in equal measure. Every curve, every joint, every finish carries meaning. And as an architect, I find myself reading these meanings the way one reads the lines of a cityscape or the contours of a landscape. Minimalism still offers the strongest architectural voice in these designs. When I create a table with unbroken planes, with surfaces that flow as though drawn by a single line, I am searching for clarity amid complexity. The neutral palette, white, grey, beige and pale wood, offers calmness, not blandness. It creates a backdrop where nature's own colours become the ornament. Plants, flowers and the shifting tones of daylight are framed by the restraint of the table's form. Powder-coated steel ensures resilience, tempered glass provides both transparency and reflection, and sustainable hardwood offers warmth without excess. In these choices, the table becomes a piece of architecture in itself, enduring, functional and contemplative. But what fascinates me most is how rustic inspiration continues to breathe life into the modern outdoor environment. The fusion of distressed wood with sleek geometric forms embodies a philosophy of balance. It tells us that design need not choose between the past and the present. It can hold both. A tabletop crafted from reclaimed wood, its knots and imperfections celebrated, rests upon a slender modern base, and together they narrate a story of authenticity renewed. The rustic garden table is no longer heavy and immovable. It is agile, infused with innovation. Storage compartments are integrated, planters grow herbs at arm's reach, and extensions allow the table to serve 2, 4 or 10 without losing its integrity. It is rusticity reimagined, carrying tradition forward into the future. The consideration of space is now at the forefront of design thinking. Architecture is increasingly about compactness, about making the most of every square meter, and outdoor furniture must obey this new law of efficiency. I design foldable, wall-mounted tables that dissolve into the architecture itself when no longer in use, reclaiming air and light. Collapsible sets are engineered with precision, ensuring that the act of storing does not diminish elegance. Even the round tables with their drop-leaf extensions are sculpted to shift roles seamlessly, expanding like a gesture of welcome when guests arrive. Here the table becomes more than static object. It becomes choreography, a participant in the dance of life in limited space. And through all of this, sustainability binds the work together with moral strength. This is the architecture of responsibility. Materials are no longer chosen solely for aesthetics or durability. They are chosen for the legacy they leave. Recycled woods embody rebirth, bamboo embodies speed and renewal, eco-composites embody invention. Non-toxic finishes and low-impact coatings remind us that design should protect, not endanger. And when I see a table softly glowing with LED light powered by its own solar panels, I realize that technology too can be woven into this ethic of care. The furniture of tomorrow does not ask us to choose between comfort and conscience, it grants us both. Perhaps the most striking evolution is in the way the table becomes an active participant in lifestyle. It no longer waits to be used, it anticipates. A built-in fire pit creates atmosphere and warmth, drawing people to linger as the evening cools. A hidden cooler ensures refreshment is always within reach, turning casual gatherings into experiences. Adjustable heights transform the table from low and intimate to high and formal, serving as both coffee table and dining surface. These integrations do not clutter the design, they refine it, making the table more attuned to the complexity of modern living. Personalization, finally, completes the cycle. Architecture has always been about the individual, about shaping environments that respond to the uniqueness of lives. In 2025, homeowners select from an array of finishes, materials, and modular options, designing tables that are not only functional but reflective of their personality. A balcony table might double as a remote office, where morning sunlight replaces the sterile glow of indoor lamps. A patio table might be designed as the centerpiece of social gatherings, equally ready to host a family dinner or a festive celebration. Each table becomes a mirror, reflecting the values, habits, and identities of the people it serves. When I step back and view the collection of these designs, I see not furniture but philosophy. The garden table is a vessel that carries our cultural aspirations. It carries the minimalist pursuit of clarity, the rustic yearning for authenticity, the urban need for efficiency, the environmental demand for responsibility, and the personal desire for self-expression. Together, these forces elevate the table beyond objecthood. Becomes architecture in miniature, a structure that creates space, defines interaction, and supports life. And so, in 2025, the garden table is no longer an afterthought in the outdoor environment. It is the centerpiece, both functional and symbolic. It holds meals and memories, work and leisure, solitude and togetherness. It adapts to space, embraces sustainability, and evolves with creativity. It proves that design, when thoughtful, has the power to transform not only objects, but the way we live. More than surfaces, more than legs and joints, these tables embody the essence of modern outdoor living. They are places where we connect with each other, with nature, and with ourselves. And in that, they are architecture, practical, stylish, deeply personal, and enduring.